Okay, so I mean it's been years since I've talked on here. Uh, that was back when I did the medial epicondylitis video some years ago. So we'll see how this goes, but I wanted to talk about a few new grippers I've gotten that I'm pretty stoked about. People may have seen on the grip board recently that I put out a request for some elites, specifically Mash Monster replicas. Got some responses to that and wanted to show. And there's also another gripper that has kind of supplanted my old most treasured gripper, so I wanted to talk about that one as well. So before I sent out requests, I did have a couple of Teddings. This is my Supermaster that I need to get re-rated because I don't think it's 139 anymore, but I have that one. It's my previous most treasured gripper. A couple that I've been using recently. Got a Grandmaster made into a choker and adjustable by Aaron Corcoran. Same with this Elite. This actually started at life as a Elite hybrid, and he made a new handle for it and made it adjustable and choker as well. So first person who reached out was actually Canon, so I'll show his grippers later. But huge shout out to Alan Hynek, who reached out from the grip board and had a number of grippers that I was interested in. So I'll get to the heavier ones, but I'll start with some of the lighter ones that he had. So we've got this advanced hybrid, the 5/8 handle. So we've got that at 79. We've actually got 3 different hybrids. 2 of them right here are the hybrid super advances. This one being a little bit lighter, and then this one, while it is heavier at 87, the thing about this one, and he warned me about this, is that it has this loose handle, which apparently could happen sometimes with some of Warren's grippers. So I'm thinking actually about taking this off, seeing if there's a way I can use that in an adjustable sense on another gripper, maybe drill this out and put an Allen key in there or something like that. So I'm thinking about that. But then here we have just a regular 3/4 handle, super advanced at about the COC 1.5 range. Then the more exciting stuff. So the heaviest one he had was an Elite at 167. It's got the Elite and Thor. So I've got that one now, so I'm pretty stoked about. And then this is a 163, but what it actually is it's a Grandmaster, but it's one of the, again, hybrid 5/8 handle Grandmasters at 163. And what happened with this one that's interesting is, from what I can tell on the other hybrids, Warren would drill the dog leg into the heavier handle. But here, it's the dog leg is into the thinner handle. And also, this happens sometimes. I know that Aaron, when he was working on this one, said it was one of the handles wasn't drilled straight. He said that would happen every once in a while. So that's what's happened here. Maybe hard to tell from the video, but kind of skews out on that side, which I think is why it has like a 78 millimeter spread, and why also it's one of, if not the heaviest Grandmaster hybrids that's been rated by Canon. So there's that one. Now we're getting to the ones that I have a bit more, hopefully, utility for soon, like one day. So here's another Elite with just the single E stamp there. But it's quite narrow. It's about 65, 66 millimeters. And because of that, it's a 161 actually. And it's got the cool Joanne bottle cap. So I was really excited to get one of those, just because I remember Matt talking about it being really only the first year of Canon that he was using those, if I remember correctly. So those are some of the ones that I received. I've got two more kind of out of view here. One I want to talk about though is the Elite that Canon reached out about. It's this one here. And when I got all of these, I was thinking, I might be getting into where I might have doubles of a particular weight, but it came in at 169. And so receiving that today, I was really stoked that now I have pretty nice jumps. We have 161, 163, 167, 169 in the Elites and Grandmasters. So I was really excited about that. So then we get on to the one I'm most excited about from what Alan had. And that's originally what I had asked for. And that's this here. So this is an Elite. It's got the cool Joanne bottle cap, and it's a 157. But it's also a Match Monster 1 replica, which is what I was really after and really excited about getting. So I was super stoked that Alan had this and reached out about it, and that I got my hands on one of these. And it kind of segues to the other gripper that is now the most treasured, because so this one here is a 157, and a few of you may recall at literally the beginning of the year, there was the kind of fastest fingers challenge or whatever on the grip board that Matt did. So basically whoever could have the very last comment of the year would get a free ready gripper. And I won what I assume will be like the only grip contest I ever win in doing that. And when he asked me, I didn't really know what gripper I wanted. So I actually told him, I was like, whenever you get a nickel at 157, I'd actually really like that. It was a jump I needed in kind of the rest of my grippers. So I told him, I was like, if you get a nickel at 157, let me know. So I got the number here. And actually, when Matt put out the video with Poncho Lift, the podcast, he showed a really cool gripper. He showed an RB Spectrum, like a 280N, and it was purple. And a little bit of backstory is my daughter lives for purple. It's like her favorite color. Everything she wants needs to be purple. And she's always said, Dad, I wish you had a purple gripper. And so Matt had not fulfilled that 157 nickel. It hadn't come yet. And so I reached out and I was like, hey, is there any way that I could change my selection from that 157 nickel to that specific gripper? And he obliged. So I was super excited. But not only that, he asked for her name. And so here's the gripper. Here's the 280N. It actually came in at 137. Of course, it had to be purple. But he asked for her name and actually made Avery her own little tag, which I thought was super cool. So given just the fact that I won that contest and this was still available, and just kind of the situation surrounding finally getting my hands on this is now, my most treasured gripper. She was super excited to see it and hold it, and just the fact that it was purple, such a big deal for her. But then in the conversation, on top of that, I forget how, but like Cannon realized I had another daughter, and he reached back out and he was like, hey, by the way, if your daughters are anything like mine, or your kids are anything like mine, I imagine one of them's going to get jealous. So what's the other daughter's name? And so he made her own tag too, Sadie. He didn't give me this gripper. This is the only red gripper I had, so I just slapped the red tag on the red gripper. But that was just really cool. Matt being Matt with Canon and the awesome customer service, just kind of going above and beyond. So I thought that was really cool. Anyway, this is a lot of me talking, but just wanted to show off some really cool grippers I'm excited about using and not using for some time. But yeah, so thanks again to Canon and Alan Hynek for reaching out and helping me get my hands on some pretty cool grippers.